Hey there, some dude with dolls here, and I know I've been gone for a while, and I promised that my next video would be a tutorial on making backdrops for your dolls to take pictures. Or what you're gonna need rather is some scissors. I use Elmer's clear glue. That's about $1.80 at Walmart, depending on when you buy it. Now, I went ahead and went to Michael's craft store, and in their scrapbooking section, they have pages, scrapbook pages. And I tried to find some with overlapping patterns, like this is a wood floor, these are a tile. These are going to be the walls, the flooring, and the ceiling. And when they're on sale, they're about, let's see, I think 3 pages for $1. So that's a good deal, and they're sturdier, they're pretty thick. What I have been using before, and what you might want to try, is you can print your own pattern that you find online. It might be cheaper for some, but realize with, like, depending on the paper type, it might fade, especially due to the glue. So I went ahead and this is gonna be my first attempt, so we'll see how it turns out together, but I'm pretty excited and hopeful that this will turn out. And we'll see. So I'll go ahead and show some of the process. Obviously I won't show everything, because I'm gonna cut this part off, the barcode and the information. So I'll be trimming it down. What I usually do is I water down the glue a little bit. I get like a little mixing bowl, put a little bit of water, put a little bit of this, get a little paintbrush, and stir it up and make like a little paste, and then lay it down. And then that's also like why I was having issues with regular paper compared to this, which, like I said, this seems much thicker. It's not super thick. It's not as thick as construction paper, but it is a little bit more heavy duty than, regular paper. So, let's see. And here is my bowl with a little bit of water in it and the paintbrush that I will be using with the glue to water it down. And I am going to start with the flooring first. And let me go ahead and get it prepared. So I'm going to try to do it with as much good lighting as possible. So I'm going to do it in sections. So here is the first section. And it's still coming out a little bit at a time. That should be enough. I want it to cover it, but I don't want to have it be too much where it'll leak through this page lightly. So just kind of get the glue in there. Kind of just spread it out. Get it all evenly covered as much as possible. Kind of hard to do one-handed, so I might pause it just so I can get it better. Yeah, I'm going to pause it, but you get the idea. And you want to even cover this portion. At least that's how I'm going to do it, because like I said, I'm going to do it one page at a time. So I will be back. Okay, so as you can see, I have the first half of the floor put down. And it is a little wrinkly. It's not as bad as it is with regular paper. But I plan on getting that fixed out, especially once it's dried, and I'll do some little patchwork with glue here, but I just wanted to show you, like, okay, here it is, lay down, and here's everything, empty space. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the same thing on this side, on the exposed cardboard only at first. Then I am going to put this side in. So this just gives you an idea of how this is gonna start to turn out. So let me go ahead and get this part done and then start getting some of the walls in, and you can see it a little bit more finished. Okay, so this is how it's coming along so far. I did the 4 pieces of paper for the background. I overlapped them as best as possible. Now, just a simple guideline, you don't have to follow it, or rather a suggestion, is I went with this particular design because I knew I would be having to overlap, and with this kind of pattern, it sort of blends in a little bit better, so you won't really notice, you know, any of the other paper edges. It sort of just blends in. Background. This is the flooring, and then you have the side walls. So for a box like this or smaller, roughly you're going to need for the flooring 2 pieces of paper of the same pattern, 1 and 2. For the back, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the sides, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the roof, 1 and 2. So that's what's going on so far. Now I'm going to do the side walls, and I'll show you an update of that. Like I said, like what I did earlier, it's the same premise. You just put glue, get the brush, even it out like a little paste. So now I'm going to do the sides and then the roof, and then we'll go from there. Okay, yeah, so now I have both walls finished, the back wall, the floor. So now the roof, like I was discussing beforehand. What I usually like to do is I cut along here and up here, and then I can fold this back when I'm taking pictures to let in more light. See how now all of it's in light except for this, and this up here is sort of blocking. You know, you can angle it if you need to or whatever, but I've noticed that with this out of the way, you get more light in and it makes it a little bit more fully lit. Now, why even keep it? For lots of reasons. For example, when you're not taking pictures and you need a display area, it still makes a nice display area, and with it fully finished with another patterned paper up here, you know, gives it a more finished look to it. And let me push that down. Still drying a little bit, okay? And so that's why. And then you know, it's not perfect. It's not by any means. But if you don't really have much of a budget for extra stuff like play sets and doll houses and etc., it's a quick solution and fairly cheap and easy. So, you know, this is just my 2 cents and my solution, and I'm just sharing it with people who may be in a similar situation. So, you know, and then a thought occurred to me, you could make a dollhouse type situation if you get plenty of these boxes. Obviously you would want a much more sturdier box, and I've seen them out there, they're thicker. And patience and just sort of make a makeshift one. I really don't have the space or patience to do that, but I mean, if you want to go all out, go for it. you probably wouldn't even have to do what I'm about to do next, because this is mainly a picture set of sorts, I guess you could say. So that's why I'm going to cut this as a flap. But if you want to just keep it as a display box or make a dollhouse, you know, you could keep the roof intact. Maybe make like, you know, a little staircase, cut a hole, whatever, or make windows. Yeah. So those are ideas, but I'm just keeping it simple for now. And so let me go ahead and cut one of these so you can sort of get the idea of what I'm talking about. Now, again, it's kind of hard to do it one-handed. So if the camera gets a little weird, it's because I'm focusing more on the cutting part. Okay, and so obviously I'm gonna go all the way back to the corner, and then same with this, all the way back to the corner. So let me go ahead and do that with both my hands, and then I'll show you the flap. Then I'm gonna glue what I need to glue on here, and then cut it down to size. Don't forget, you need to cut it down to size, the paper, and then I'll show you the finished product and show you some examples of how I usually dress them up. Okay, so I finished the roof, and I kind of went with like a wood grain. Now, I didn't anticipate it. It's a little lighter than I thought it was, and so because of that, now you can kind of see what I was talking about. Like if you get a lighter color, it will show a little bit, but considering how it's the roof and it won't really be seen overall. This is the finished product. It needs to sit, and like I said, it's not perfect, it's makeshift, but you know, if you just want a simple set and you get majority of it to look decent, and then you just focus on that, but without it making it look like a cutout or something, you have a full set, you know, to put your dolls and stuff. And so this is it finished. I'll show you a quick demonstration of it set for a photo. Okay, so this is basically how it would look, you know, if you... I got a lot more dolls. I mean, obviously you could do as many as you want, well, within reason, because, you know, space is limited. And so yeah, I mean, you know, with the angles and stuff, like I could do like a group photo with them, like, oh, look at us, here we are posing, group photo with them. You know, you can zoom in, and, you know, however you want to angle it. I mean, obviously, like, it's harder because this is video and it's not an actual picture, because with the picture, you know, you can do a little bit more. But just to give you an example, like, you know, you just angle it just right, and then voila. You know, except you can see it over here, but, you know, with the picture, you can crop all that stuff out. You know, repose them, switch them out, do whatever. So this was my somewhat, well, it was supposed to be a quick tutorial. It's kind of lengthy, so I'll try to cut it down to size. Hopefully it was helpful, give you some ideas and tips. You know, of course, you know, I always encourage you to, you know, make it better, take it and do your own thing with it, and however, you know, you can improve upon it or use better materials, thicker materials, construction paper. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for a few more. I'm gonna try to keep the channel active. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave them. I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. And that's pretty much it. So thanks again. Like the video if you liked it. Helps a lot. Subscribe if you want to, if you haven't already. That was it for this video. So again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever. And happy doll hunting.